So we are looking at the aspect of trigonometric function, and specifically the graph of it. So f of x is the following function where x belongs to r and is in radians. So the angle, basically, that's what they are saying. So what kind of function is that? So I can see that this is a trigonometric function. However, additional to that, we have absolute value bracket, and then we have -1. Okay, part of the graph is shown below, and we can see that we have to write down the period and the range. So period has to do with the x values, and the range have to do with y values. So first of all, this is not the typical Sine function that we have seen before. So how do we determine the values of x and the values of y? If our function was written as 4 sine of x minus 1 without the absolute value bracket, then we understand that -1 is the midline and 4 is the amplitude. What does that mean in practice? That means that on my x and y, where I have -1 here, let's say, my graph will be going around that function. That will be in the very middle. And then considering that it's a Sine function, so let's say it will be looking like that. So that's how we that's normally how we will look at. And then the amplitude, that means that from -1, it goes up here +4, and then it goes down here -4. So that means that the values of x here from -1 + 4 will be 3. And then again here at the bottom, it would have been -1, -4, -5. Now, what absolute value bracket does is saying the only part we take is the positive part, because absolute value bracket is saying what's inside of it could be positive or negative, but we only consider the positive value of it. That's the reason why in this graph we don't have this part at all. So that's the reason why normally the graph will go down here, but it doesn't go down. We're not considering it because of that absolute value bracket. So that means this value here doesn't change. That is -1. And then the value here as well will be 3, like what we've analyzed here. Yeah, the only thing we understand that it doesn't go down. So therefore the range will be from -1 to 3. Now, what about the period? So we can see that half of that function is caught. So that means we're really considering only half of the full period of Sine function. Normally, the way we calculate period will be 2 pi divided by the value of c, and the value of c is the number that stands beside my variable here. That number here is 1. So normally here the period will be 2 pi divided by 1. That will be 2 pi. However, because here we are only considering half of it, so that means if I divide that by 2, then I am left with pi. So the value, the period here, the value of x, so from 0 to, not here, to here, that's the value of pi. Then another one here, that will be 2 pi. So that's how this function look like. Again, a little bit different to what we normally see, but that is because the absolute value bracket is involved.